Tragedy has struck the Love After Lockup family. Fans are reeling after multiple cast members from the hit reality series have died under heartbreaking and shocking circumstances. What began as a show about second chances has now become marked by real-life loss. The pain, the headlines, and the untold stories behind these deaths will leave you speechless. Here's everything we know. Alla Subbotina's tragic spiral. The first installment of the series introduced viewers to the poignant and complex story of Alla Subbotina and her boyfriend, James Christia. Their romance was anything but ordinary. It blossomed in an unlikely setting, built across the distance and barriers of a prison wall. Alla, serving a 5-year sentence at Taycheedah Correctional Institution near Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for heroin-related charges, first connected with James through a pen pal service. Their letters sparked a connection that transcended the bleakness of her incarceration, offering a glimmer of hope and the possibility of a new beginning. For Alla, the relationship with James represented more than just companionship. It was a lifeline. The emotional support and connection she found in him gave her a reason to hold on during the darkest chapters of her life behind bars. When she was released in July 2017, it appeared as if this silver lining might finally materialize into something real and lasting. Freshly freed from the constraints of the correctional system, Alla seemed poised to reclaim her life and leave her troubled past behind. The cameras captured this hopeful moment, documenting her tentative steps into the outside world, her efforts to rebuild, and the nurturing of her relationship with James, who stood by her side through the tumultuous transition. However, the path to recovery is rarely straightforward, especially for those struggling with addiction. Despite her initial resolve, Alla's battle with heroin was far from over. During filming, cracks began to show. Tragically, she relapsed, a devastating setback that underscored the grip addiction had on her life. One harrowing moment captured on camera was when James found her unconscious, passed out on the bathroom floor. This heart-wrenching scene was a stark reminder of the fragility of recovery and the harsh realities many face after release. Determined to fight her demons, Alla sought treatment in a rehabilitation facility. Yet the consequences of her relapse were severe and swift. Within 6 weeks after filming concluded, the state authorities revoked her parole, sending her back to incarceration. The public, along with viewers who had come to empathize with her journey, saw this as a crushing blow, a moment when the hope that once shone so brightly was overshadowed by the harsh realities of addiction and the criminal justice system. In November 2018, during a special episode of Love After Lockup, it was revealed that Alla remained incarcerated. The update was a somber checkpoint in her ongoing struggle, a reminder that the battle with addiction and its repercussions was far from over. The glimpse into her continued imprisonment was a stark reflection of how unforgiving the cycle of addiction can be, often trapping individuals in a revolving door of recovery attempts and relapses. Alla was granted another chance when she was released once more in July 2021. This release was yet another opportunity for her to make a fresh start, to rewrite her story, and finally break free from the chains of addiction. But tragically, this new chapter was heartbreakingly brief. Barely a month after walking out of prison, Alla was found dead at just 31 years old. Her untimely death was a devastating blow to those who had hoped her story would end differently. In the wake of her passing, Alla's mother, Elena, shared a deeply emotional statement that encapsulated the profound grief and pain addiction leaves in its wake. "Sadly, addiction won today," Elena said, her words heavy with sorrow. "My beloved daughter Alla passed away earlier today. I'm beyond saddened by this and hope she's in a better place." Elena's words spoke not only to the loss of her daughter but also to the cruel nature of addiction itself, a relentless disease that often overpowers even the strongest will. She further reflected on the long, difficult road Alla had traveled, acknowledging the relentless grip of addiction that defined much of her daughter's life. "Addiction is an ugly disease, and my daughter had been battling addiction for many years." These heartfelt sentiments serve as a painful reminder of the human cost behind addiction statistics and the personal stories that are too often overshadowed by stigma and misunderstanding. Scott Davy's hidden struggles. Another tragic story intertwined with the first season of Love After Lockup involved Scott Davy, a man whose struggles with addiction eventually claimed his life. Not a cast member himself, but the partner of one. Scott's story is a harrowing testament to how addiction can ripple through relationships, often complicating and sometimes breaking even the strongest bonds. Scott first connected with Lizzie Combs through meetaninmate.com, a pen pal service designed to help inmates find companionship and support while incarcerated. Lizzie had been behind bars for 8 years, serving time for reasons that weighed heavily on her past. For Scott, who had his own complicated history, including time served in federal prison, their connection represented a new chapter, an opportunity for both to find hope and perhaps healing through each other. From the outset, Scott showed his commitment to Lizzie in tangible ways. Over the years, he provided financial support to help her while she was still incarcerated, a gesture that went beyond simple kindness. For Lizzie, this support was a lifeline, proof that someone on the outside cared for her, believed in her, and was willing to stand by her despite her past and the challenges ahead. When Lizzie was finally released, Scott and Lizzie's relationship moved into a new phase. However, the transition from prison life back into the outside world was anything but smooth. The couple's problems surfaced early and persisted, fueled by the pressures of reintegration, unresolved issues, and, critically, addiction. Despite the difficulties, they chose to get engaged, signaling a hope that their bond could survive and even thrive beyond their respective struggles. Yet the engagement ultimately ended in heartbreak. Scott and Lizzie broke up, but their tumultuous dynamic didn't fade away. Instead, it spilled over into the follow-up series Life After Lockup, where viewers witnessed the ongoing tension and bickering between them. Their arguments revealed raw emotions, frustrations, betrayals, and the deep pain often underlying relationships complicated by addiction and incarceration. One of the most revealing and distressing moments came when Lizzie confronted Scott with a home drug test. This confrontation peeled back the curtain on Scott's own battle with addiction, a fight that mirrored the challenges faced by many in their circle but was often hidden behind bravado and denials. Scott admitted to struggling with substance abuse, which put their relationship in even greater jeopardy. Scott's addiction history was complex and deeply rooted. He had served time in federal prison, a chapter of his life that added layers of difficulty to his post-incarceration years. His substance use issues intensified following knee surgery when he was prescribed Vicodin for pain management. Unfortunately, what began as legitimate medical treatment spiraled into dependency and addiction. Beyond Vicodin, Scott revealed he had also used methamphetamine and heroin, substances notorious for their devastating impact on individuals and families alike. His battle with addiction was not just a private struggle, but one that unfolded publicly on the series, offering viewers a candid look at the cycles of recovery and relapse. Addiction's relentless grip on Scott was painfully clear, and despite moments of apparent progress, the disease remained a formidable foe. Tragically, Scott Davy's story ended far too soon. Not long after filming a dating and inmate special for WETV, he passed away in November 2021 at the age of 54. The cause of his death was not publicly disclosed, but those close to him believed that relapses had played a role in his untimely passing. His death was a stark reminder of the dangers addiction poses, even for those who fight hard to overcome it. Scott's passing reverberated through the Love After Lockup community and among viewers who had followed his and Lizzie's journey. It underscored the tragic reality that addiction is a disease that can claim lives despite love, support, and the best intentions. His story is a somber reflection on the challenges faced by many in recovery, how the battle with addiction is not only fought in the clinic or rehab, but also in the fragile spaces of relationships, trust, and hope. Through the lens of Scott and Lizzie's story, the show illuminated the complexities of love entangled with addiction. It showed how two people, each carrying their own burdens and histories, can strive for connection, but sometimes be overwhelmed by the ghosts of their pasts and the relentless power of substance dependency. Scott's journey, from his time behind bars to his struggles with painkillers and hard drugs, paints a vivid portrait of a man caught in the cycles of addiction, trying to hold on to love and life amid the chaos. The fall of Tracy Wagaman Season 2 of Love After Lockup introduced viewers to the turbulent and heart-wrenching story of Tracy Wagaman and her husband Clint Brady, a couple whose love story began with a whirlwind marriage, but quickly unraveled amid the harsh realities of addiction and the struggles that often accompany life after incarceration. Tracy and Clint's connection was forged through meetaninmate.com, a website designed to help inmates find companionship and support during their time behind bars. Both had lived through incarceration. Tracy had served time herself, and Clint was a former inmate as well. Their shared experiences created a bond that seemed to promise understanding and solidarity in a world where starting over is never easy. The couple's relationship moved quickly once Tracy was released from prison. In a moment of intense emotion and hope, Tracy and Clint married within hours of her release, symbolizing a fresh start and a chance to build a new life together. The immediate wedding was a dramatic and hopeful milestone, capturing the excitement and optimism of two people eager to leave the past behind and embrace a future united. However, the optimism was short-lived. Tracy's battles with addiction, which had led to her incarceration, began to resurface almost immediately. Despite her determination to stay clean and build a life with Clint, the grip of substance abuse was relentless. Her struggles quickly placed enormous strain on the marriage, and before long, Tracy was back behind bars, caught in the cycle of relapse and incarceration that so many face after prison release. This pattern was devastating, not only for Tracy but for Clint as well, who was trying to support the woman he loved while grappling with his own past and the complicated emotions of watching someone he cared for spiral. Their relationship deteriorated under the pressure, and Tracy ultimately decided to split from Clint for good. This breakup marked a turning point in Tracy's life, one that led her away from the shadow of her past relationship and towards a new chapter, albeit one still fraught with challenges. After the split, Tracy moved to Las Vegas, a city known for its vibrant nightlife and opportunities for reinvention. It was here that she reinvented herself in a different light, turning to modeling on OnlyFans, a platform that allowed her to create content and earn money independently. This career shift was a stark contrast to her earlier life, but also underscored the complexity of her journey, balancing survival, financial independence, and the ongoing battle with personal demons. While in Las Vegas, Tracy began dating Luke Lara, an ex-con who was notably 10 years her junior. Their relationship was a new chapter filled with hope and excitement, but also entangled with the complications of Tracy's still active marriage to Clint. Amid this complex situation, Tracy confirmed that she was pregnant with Luke's baby, a revelation that added layers of emotional and legal complexity to her life. The court eventually finalized Tracy and Clint's divorce in June 2021, officially ending a marriage that had been marked by passion, pain, and hardship. That same month, Tracy gave birth to her second child, a daughter, via C-section. The birth of her child was a poignant milestone, a moment that should have been filled with joy and promise. Yet the circumstances surrounding Tracy's life were anything but simple, as addiction continued to cast a long shadow over her future. Tragically, Just days after being discharged from the hospital following the birth, Tracy's life was cut short. In July 2021, she was found dead in a Las Vegas hotel, the victim of an accidental overdose of methamphetamine. At just 32 years old, her passing was a heartbreaking reminder of the ruthless nature of addiction and the fragility of recovery. Asonta Golston, Love During Lockup. Asonta Golston was a name familiar to many viewers of Love During Lockup, a show that delves into the intimate, raw, and often difficult realities of romantic relationships tested by incarceration. His story was one of hope, resilience, and complicated love. But tragically, it came to an abrupt and heartbreaking end on September 1st, 2023, when he died in a devastating car accident at the young age of 33. Asonta's life, like many featured on the show, was marked by challenges and trials that resonated deeply with audiences. Love During Lockup chronicles the experiences of those entangled in the justice system, highlighting the emotional struggles of maintaining love and connection amid separation and uncertainty. Asonta was one such individual whose story captured hearts, illustrating both the pain of incarceration and the yearning for a better future. On that fateful day, Asonta was driving when the tragic accident occurred. According to reports, he was traveling at a high speed in a no-passing zone, a stretch of road designed to keep drivers safe by restricting overtaking maneuvers in areas with limited visibility or hazardous conditions. The decision to accelerate in this area led to a catastrophic collision with another vehicle. The impact was severe, and emergency responders arriving at the scene found Asonta unresponsive. Sadly, he was pronounced dead at the scene, a sudden and shocking loss that sent ripples through his family, friends, and the Love During Lockup community. The occupants of the other vehicle involved in the crash were fortunate to escape with non-life-threatening injuries, but the incident itself served as a tragic reminder of how quickly life can change and the fragility of safety on the roads. The other drivers faced their own physical and emotional challenges following the crash, carrying scars from the event that forever altered their lives. As news of Asonta's death spread, fans and fellow cast members of Love During Lockup expressed their sorrow and paid tribute to a man whose life, while marked by struggle, was also full of moments of love and hope. Social media platforms lit up with messages mourning the loss and celebrating the memories shared during his time on the show. Asonta's story on Love During Lockup offered viewers an intimate glimpse into his world. The show portrayed the complexities of maintaining a relationship when barriers like incarceration exist, but also the strength and vulnerability involved in trying to forge connections under difficult circumstances. His journey resonated with many because it was grounded in authentic emotion, reflecting the harsh realities faced by countless people navigating love, freedom, and redemption. His untimely death at 33 adds a layer of tragedy to his narrative, cutting short what might have been a path toward growth and renewal. For those who followed his story, Asonta was more than a reality TV personality. He was a symbol of the struggles many endure behind bars and the universal desire to be understood, loved, and free. The circumstances surrounding the accident raised questions about the pressures and risks individuals like Asonta face after release, including challenges with adjustment and decision-making under stress. High-speed driving in dangerous zones can sometimes be a symptom of deeper struggles, whether emotional turmoil, attempts to escape reality, or simply a tragic lapse in judgment. While the exact reasons for Asonta's speed remain unknown, the consequences were devastating. Beyond the immediate shock and grief, Asonta's death highlights broader issues surrounding safety, mental health, and support systems for formerly incarcerated individuals. Re-entry into society often comes with overwhelming obstacles: finding employment, rebuilding relationships, coping with trauma, and navigating environments that can be both physically and emotionally hazardous. The risks that come with this transition are real, and Asonta's passing serves as a somber reminder of how vital it is to provide comprehensive care and resources. Family and friends left behind have had to confront not only the pain of losing a loved one, but also the suddenness and violence of his passing. Grieving someone lost so unexpectedly compounds the sorrow, leaving many searching for answers and meaning amid the heartbreak. Support networks and community outreach become crucial during such times, helping those affected to find solace and strength. Asonta's legacy, though marked by tragedy, also holds the power to inspire change. His story encourages conversations about the importance of second chances, the impact of incarceration on personal lives, and the ongoing fight against the challenges that follow release. It reminds us that behind every headline is a human being with dreams, fears, and the capacity for love. The love. During Lockup series itself stands as a testament to the human spirit's endurance, showing that even in the darkest of circumstances, connections can be forged and lives can be transformed. While Asonta's life was cut short, his story remains a poignant chapter in this larger narrative, touching hearts and reminding viewers of the fragile nature of life and the importance of compassion. In the wake of his death, many have called for increased awareness around road safety and mental health support, especially for those emerging from the prison system. Programs aimed at helping individuals transition safely and healthily back into society are more crucial than ever, and Asonta's story adds urgency to these efforts. Though Asonta Golston is no longer with us, his memory lives on through those who knew him and the viewers who followed his journey. His life, marked by struggle and hope, serves as a powerful reminder that behind every statistic is a story worth telling and honoring. What do you think about what happened to the cast of Love After Lockup? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye!